So this was quite a shock to us all.
It sounds like he never gave off any impression that he could do something like that.
Not.
How is everyone taking this at school?
Well, we have had an expert team with us this morning, the crisis team. Of course, the teachers are devastated. We're all devastated, but I want everyone to know that we are a strong, clean, we are trying to make the day as normal as possible for the little ones.
Is there anything in particular, maybe a subject, anything that she really felt passionate about?
I know that she liked to read, and she liked books.
Probably showed intelligence right away, if that was
Yes, yes, bright, sweet little girl.
Dr. Hernandez, how has the crisis team responded?
Well, the crisis team was notified first thing this morning. Mrs. Brill, the principal, alerted our supervisors, and we came out and we met with the staff here, with Ms. Brill and some of the other team members, and just pretty much brainstormed how we want to support this school family. And so the crisis team initiated conversation with the first kindergarten classroom, and we talked with the students. We let them know that they had lost a member of their classmates, and the students are very resilient. The faculty and staff has been very nurturing and supportive of our efforts, and we've had a wonderful outcome. And the students have expressed, their fondness of this little girl, and they've drawn pictures and just had an opportunity to really just share some wonderful memories.
How far into detail do you go with children that age?
Well, we really don't want to go into too much detail because we really want to empower the parents to have conversations with their students, with their children. And so we keep it fairly generic. A member of the family has passed, a student family has passed, and and then we really want to bring them back to how they feel about that.
When you look at the pictures that they've drawn, what goes through your mind?
I just admire these young students, that they're so resilient, and their primary attachments really are to their families and to other primary adults in their lives. And so this is a very complex thing for young minds to grasp, and so they're very concrete about it, but just wonderfully resilient.
We saw those pictures that some of the classmates did. Can you just tell us about that exercise that they did about drawing? What were they told to draw? Or
That we don't lead them. We just provide information. We've lost a classmate, and then we allow them to process that in whatever way they feel they can do that. And so a lot of the drawings are very colorful, they're very vibrant, and I think they reflect their feelings about this beautiful young student.
And I have to imagine there were a lot of tears in that classroom.
Again, these young people are very, very resilient. They feel sad, of course. They kind of compared it to their own losses, and that's kind of what we allow them to do. How does this relate to you in your life? So for a lot of them, they think about losing a grandparent, losing a favorite pet, and it allows them to process the loss
So
that
in
much
some ways,
easier.
this is harder for staff at times than it is for students?
As one might imagine, because of course as adults we understand really the tragedy, the nature of the tragedy of what happened. So in many ways, yes, this could be as hard on the adults, if not harder.
I know some schools will have, where they'll plant trees or something like that. Is anything like that planned?
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet, but certainly there'll be a lot of discussion around how beautiful young girl.
And I guess my big question is the first sentence. When you walk into that classroom, what is that first sentence that you use to kind of tell the kids?
We come in as strangers, so we definitely have the support of the teachers who are there, and I give them a lot of credit because they're very strong as they enter the classroom, knowing the information that's going to be shared. And, you know, children are very perceptive, and so we just want to tell them simply that we have sad news to share and that one of their classmates has passed away.
And one thing we did as an administration is my assistant principal and I personally contacted every parent that was a student in the class, so that if the children did come home and they were sad or you know, wanted to talk about it, the parents would know that we cared enough to call them to let them know that they knew before the kids.
And then a few parents coming and checking on their students. Was that some?
Well, we have a clinic full of 6 children, so I'm sure some of that was out of concern for their students. But we have assured the parents in speaking with them that we are trying to keep the day as normal as possible. I know I had parents say, well, do you want me? And I'm like, no, we need to make things normal for them. So they've left their children here. They trust us enough that they've left their children here knowing that their children will be taken care of.
Now, you're like a mom to these kids.
Yes, yes. And I'm old enough that I'm mom to a lot of my teachers who are in pain right now. So thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.